So yeah, right now we are doing all the walls. This is pretty simple actually to add all the walls, but just make sure to snap all the verticals. It will be create overall the better effect as a closet interior, because if you will not snap your walls, sometimes you will see some flickering effect which will be not really good. So in here you can see that we have a small part of the wall also. We will add it over here. Like this. I think it should be enough. So, yeah, this is a window actually. We don't need to add this small amount of space over here. Maybe I will just remove that part altogether and just add this part like that. And here I will just duplicate the same wall from over here, and by using that snapping tool again, I will just aim my mouse cursor to the angle. You can see if you will just move the cursor near to the angle, it will be represented with that plus. If you will have turned on that snapping tools with the vertex turn it on, and now I can just drag it over here and it snaps. Now it's better to turn off that snapping tool to move your verticals, because if you will turn on your snapping tool, you can see that verticals will try to snap somewhere, and it's it's really hard to move it that way. Let's turn off this snapping tool right now, and let's continue that wall over here. And I will add here just a small part of the wall where we will place a door. Like this. So right now you can see that I have two parts in one object. That means that this was my fault on the creation, because I just make a duplicate inside of editable poly. For example, if I will just make a copy of that image inside this editable poly, turn it on, that means that I have different elements of that object which could be duplicated, for example, as a whole. Yeah, for us it's not really good to do it like this way. Let's make this part without editable poly, turn it on like that with just a shift button. Or also beside that you can just use the right mouse button, click, and here the clone. Now you can just choose the copy here, and by pressing that snapping toggle you can just snap it to the angle. That means that in each angle we have verticals. So yeah, basically like that. This is overall all the walls. Not the all walls. Let's continue with that small walls over here. For me it was really tricky to understand what means the object mode like this one, when you just select the objects, and what means the selection, the elements mode, when you go inside to the elements, and for example what the difference when you copy the object that way and when you copy the object this way. Yeah, but you can see that if we will go inside and do something here, you will be inside the object, you will work inside the details of the object. If you will go out, and that means that you can just move your object, scale it, rotate it, and do something with that object. So yeah, that's if you will switch to the verticals, you can just move here a little bit, and this part also could be here created as a continuation of that wall, just a little bit like that. And I believe that in the opposite side we have a pretty similar wall like that. Yeah. We will not create a different furniture like toilets and other stuff. Yeah, we will just create a simple interior. Maybe when we will finish with that, we will just create a bookshelf or the table or something really simple to made of. Yeah. So for now we have I think almost all the walls already created. I'm not sure that this line here represent the wall. I believe that it's just I don't know, maybe it's a logotype or something, but yeah, let's just assign gray material. Now you can see how everything actually looks like all together. Yeah, you can see here a bookshelf. There is a bookshelf or something like that. And the next thing what I'm actually wanted to work with is to create windows. So first of all, we need to understand the amount of windows on the walls. To work with that windows, we need to see the walls, but right now you can see that we place all the walls on the plan itself, and now we don't see anything on that plan because the walls actually is placed on top of the texture. Yeah, by using the Alt X you can make the texture more transparent to see where our windows actually placed. So I can see that the one window is over here. Yeah, let's just make that object with the window. Yeah, maybe you remember how to just select all the edges around. You can just select one edge and use the ring selection. Yeah, of course you always can use the selection with your mouse arrow, but to make sure that everything is created correctly, it's much better to select automatically. And if you select automatically with the ring selection, for example, you will understand that your mesh is clear. For example, if you will have some problems on your mesh, the ring selection will not work correctly. So when you select all the edges here, you can just use the connect button over here, and now let's put this edges where the window actually ended, over here. And the same thing with that, another part of the window. So basically what we are doing here, I just want to plan the window on our wall itself. Right now we just plan the right part of the frame, which will be somewhere here. Now let's add another part of the window. So this should be a left part of the frame. Let's use the ring from the horizontal view like that and connect it. Now I need to understand how much size we have from the floor to the start of the window. I suggest that it should be, I will just use not the correct size of the real world, but I will just try to figure out by my eyes what I really like to have. For example, this amount of so this size should be enough for a window placement. And here let's connect that. I suggest that window should be maybe more rectangular than the square, yeah, like that. And yeah, so right now you can see that if you will press Alt X like this, you will see that all the edges here where I want to put the window is placed. Now I can just delete these two polygons like this. But when I delete those polygons, I will have small holes in the wall itself, and for me it's much better to just cap those holes with the polygons. The simplest way to put the polygon here is to select these two edges, which on the opposite sides of each other, and use that bridge over here. And now we can do the same thing with all sides of that edges like this. And let's do the same thing with all the places where we want to put the windows. You can see that in this building actually we don't have a lot of windows here, but here looks like here we will have a really huge window. Yeah. Okay, let's start from that window over here. So basically, yeah, another thing, let me just show you maybe this simpler way how to add edges on your model. Here is tabs which we have not using yet, but if you will just press here on the show full ribbon over here, you can see there is a lot of different tools. And yeah, there is a Swift Loop tool which is really useful for straight object which have really straight polygons with the 4 verticals. For example, if I use the Swift Loop here, I can just add a loop over here and over here, over here and over here. And now I can just add, for example, you can see why I'm actually go to the left side view, because now I can see how much size I have here from the floor from the ceiling to the start of the window, and here also from the floor to the start of that window. I will not do everything really clear, but I will just use that to understand the sizes like that. So now I will go back to the perspective, and now I can see that I have that window like this. And also I suggest that this window could be much more bigger. I think it should be pretty close to the floor, actually, like this. Don't really try to straighten that edges. It's okay that if we have some kind of diagonal, just make sure that you have 4 verticals. Yeah, and now let's just delete here everything, and if you will select everything what is have a transparent mode, turn it on and press Alt X to turn off your transparent mode. And here again, let's just put the bridges between the edges like this. Yeah, and that will give us a chance actually to fill all the holes, because the holes for 3D models, it's not really good. Yeah, let's make sure that we don't have a window. Yeah, this is really strange that in that building we have only 2 small windows. It's okay. Yeah, it's sometimes it could be that way. It's we have a small window over here also. Yeah, and now maybe I am too lazy to create that another window over here. I will just delete that wall and duplicate this one over here. Sometimes it's much more simpler to duplicate something and adjust it with the concept than just create a new wall with the holes. So if you will, for example, will work somewhere with the 3D modeling, you will just need to keep in mind that it's much easier always to reuse everything what you have, just adjust it with the sizes, then create it from the scratch and make the same actions as already achieved. Yeah, so I think for today maybe it should be enough. We will not move really fast because there is a lot of stuff which is really needed to be done. Yeah, I will upload that. No, you know, guys, I will not upload that model into Big Blue Button. I will just create assignment and want to see your interior created with the same method, because this task is important because you will work with that model after my course ended, and you will import it into Unity and will create a fully interactable interior where you will have a chance to walk around and open the doors and, I don't know, maybe turn on the lights. I'm not sure what plan have the teachers from the Unity course, but I think they should have something like that. So yeah, basically I believe that that's all for today, and I will spend another I will spend the time to create videos and upload it